Check, check, check. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another IRN live public broadcast here on the Impact Racing Network. As always, I am Darren Vale in the booth for tonight, and we are in the Craftmanseries top split action with a strength of field of 4,100. Tonight, we are going to see these trucks put on a show. They always draft well, they race close, and once the tires start to fade, the drivers really have to manage that throttle, momentum, and track position. Top split usually gives us cleaner execution, sharper racecraft, and far more calculated aggression, but it still has that public lobby unpredictability. One restart, one bad push, one loose truck on the corner exit, and the entire race can change. Tonight, some of those keys to the race are knowing that we're in some public lobby action, whether it's the top split or the bottom split. You never know what will happen. Our drivers are going to have that throttle control and manage aggression off of those restarts. Drivers are finishing up those qualifying times. Now let's go ahead and take a look in on those finishing times, shall we here? So here is a look at tonight's qualifying results. In top split truck racing, qualifying matters because track position can be difficult to recover once that field settles in. So these ones that are starting up front, it's going to give you that clean air, that control, but this race will be more than one lap of speed alone. But looking in on those fast laps, we got Hunter Kent, Brian Bruce, and Austin Edstorm here in the top three. We have Nat Miller, Cheney, Paschilio, Klein, Cole, McVoy, and Adams rounding out the top 10. Seeing what happens here as these drivers take the field. They're going to be heading around the pace car here in just a moment as the rest of them enter the grid. Going to watch for drivers who may have stronger race trucks than qualifying trucks. That's going to be more important. Sometimes the drivers who start 5th, 8th, or even deeper have better long balance runs. Maybe they don't have the long balance runs. We'll see how they manage the tires. We'll be following the pace car around here in just a moment. Turning. There we go. That's what I wanted. Sorry about that, boys and gals. I was making sure we were ready to go, and we are. Still working out some of those early kinks for us. Drivers are following that pace car out there again, leading the way. Let's take a look at those top 10 drivers here, shall we? On the inside line, we got Kent, Edstorm, Cheney, Kleins, McVoy. On that outside line will be Bruce, Chalkovy, Cole, Adams, and Helm, rounding out our top 10. We will see how our drivers can manage the start of the race here as we get ready to go green and the pace car peels off. Out goes the pace car. Let's see what our drivers have here as we go green. And we are off. Lights are green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Craftsman Truck Series. Kent holding that first position as he looks to keep pulling. See what he decides to do. He's bumping outside here to try to defend his line. Some movement from the rest of the field here as everyone is staying too wide, trying to get position. It's a great launch there from that front row when they headed into the turn one. A lot of side-by-side action here early on at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the early laps. Drivers just getting into lap 4 as the top 3 cars look to be finally deciding to fall into a line here. Rest of the drivers in the front mid-pack are fighting for position side by side. Great early action here in the Craftsman series. The first run is really all about information. These drivers are trying to learn each other. It's a public lobby. They're also trying to find the grip, the balance, how aggressive they can be. The one car trying to move there on the inside, gaining position over the 52 there. And for the moment he gets that position, what a move. We still have a lot of cars side by side here early on in this 80 lap push for the Craftsman Truck Series. Green action so far. Will they be able to hold it down with a lot of cars, as you can see, still battling? 3 wide right there. All drivers able to hold their lines and maintain. Bruce, Cole, and Adams out in top 3. Everyone else behind them battling 2 wide, 3 wide. A few more cars looking like they're trying to fall in line here. The long race. You would expect these drivers to want to get in a line here so that they can gain some momentum. Just get some clean laps in. Great driving here so far. Will we continue to stay green? Middle of the pack here, falling into a line, trying to get in a rhythm. These outside lanes want to build the momentum they're looking for. They're really going to need a few drivers to commit, or they need to just fall into a line, or they're going to lose that front pack, who has already built up a little bit of a gap of about 1.5 seconds from the rest of the herd. We're going to look at our current leader, Darren Bruce, who started out in 2nd place, sitting in the 1 spot. They are just looking to get some laps in and stay green. Look at that line behind them starting to fall in place. Great early racing action, honestly, from this public lobby. This is what you would hope to see in a strength of field that is over 4,000. It's great to see this, honestly. I'm honestly impressed. This top split drivers, they're staying calculated early. The aggression is there, but they're staying controlled as one sends it off track and gets back on. Benton pushing into that 4th position there. A little bit of too wide action. Some of these people are still trying to get position. They don't get the commitment they need. They're just going to build that gap like I was saying earlier, which is now at 2 seconds. A bit of a battle here towards the front. 44 trying to push on the inside. Oh, we got a wreck. Caution comes out here at Charlotte. And that's going to change the driver's perspectives here just a little bit. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there, shall we? Looks like he gets hit there in the back and just gets sent. And we get a tussle between those 3 cars there. Ouch. That is unfortunate. You can see it from his point of view here. Just gets pushed into the wall. Turned around completely. Ouch, you hate to see it. That's going to send at least 2 or 3 drivers there into the pits to do some repairs. We'll see who decides to come on down to pit lane here in just a moment as the drivers are coming down the track behind the pace car. Our first caution here in the top split comes at lap 11 of 80. Take a look at those repair times here in just a moment once we allow those drivers that had to go on in there. One car still down in pit lane. 2 cars, 3 cars down in pit lane right now. See how long they end up needing to be in here. So right now we got Tyler, Hunter, Cody, Joseph, and Curtis all needing at least a little bit of repairs here early on in the Craftsman series. Cars will fall into formation here as they come back across. And we look to go green one more time, shall we? There is an end of a line penalty for Cody there, as he will be shifting his way on back to the back. Back to the back. Let's take a look in on our current top 10 as we get ready to go green here at Charlotte. On the inside line, we have Austin Edstrom, Davis Ariso Jr., Darren Bruce, Stephen Massey rounding out the first 5 lines. And on the outside, we got Levine, Mogard, Hackney, Benton, and Cole rounding out the top 5 on the outside there. We will see which line will get momentum as we get ready to go green and the pace car pulls off. And we're green. What a great launch there from Austin in that top car pushing his way. Rest of the pack is battling for action. We'll see if they will be patient or, oh, and a car going wide there. It'll be on the downside of the apron, so we will not throw for a caution. And there goes the caution, right? As I say, no caution. We will definitely see a caution there as Tyler gets sent off track. We will try to catch up on all of that action that just happened there. Break it down one at a time as we just had multiple chaotic moments here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's check in on what has happened here with Joseph Klein. Joseph Klein in the outside falls victim of the 44 in front of him, just getting a little too loose, sending those 4 cars on a trip. That is unfortunate circumstances there. Tyler Wolf shaking up in there. We have 3 cars just absolutely get crushed there. Cockpit view of Thomas Wolf here, who was in the middle of that action. Smacks that 44 car. It looks like he just kind of caused a little bit of a ruckus for everyone there. See what happened with Tyler as he gets sent off track, trying to avoid that action. Getting his way back onto the track there. Wow. That was a lot in a little bit of time. And that's what can happen in the blink of a moment on any of these tracks. That's why we love the sport. Let's see how these drivers are able to recover from what just happened. That is definitely going to send quite a few more into the pits. We'll check in on those repair times. Currently, we have quite a few drivers who have already done over 15 seconds at least of repairs quite early on here in the first half of this race. Currently on lap 25 of 80 as we go for back-to-back cautions. That was a lot that happened in this. Whew. But I mean, we got to remember that's what can happen. These trucks, they're so close together. One small moment, it becomes a multi-car pileup, and we saw that with the car in front of them fumbling that turn and just sent everyone right behind them going. Let's take a look at the current top 10 as we get ready to restart. On the inside line, we have Davis, Cole, McAvee making his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Massey, Edstorm rounding out the inside line. On the outside line, we got Hackney, Trudell, Kent, Zator, and Clapper Newell rounding out outside line there for us here as we get ready to go green, waiting for the pace car to pull off. Pace car is off and we await the launch. We will see which row gets it, and we're green. Great launch there by Davis in the front of the pack. We will see how the rest of them shake up as we have not fallen into quite a line yet here. Everyone's still sort of too wide, trying to figure out where they fall. Brian Cole trying to lock in that second position right behind Davis. 24 making the move on the inside there. That's Jordan McAvee. Started in 9th, currently in the 3rd position. It's been a great quarter of the race for him here so far. Let's see how he can get to the end here when we push into the second half. Looks like our first few cars have fallen into a line. We'll check in with the rest of the pack as they're still battling for position here. '17 trying to push the 74 there. For the moment, he's got position. That was your second place starter, Darren Bruce, for the moment currently falling back here into 9th position. Battling his way here with that 8th car down below. Beating him out for the moment, following the draft of the car in front of him. And we have a new race leader, Brian Cole, and Maverick says not today. And they are battling side by side here in the front of the pack. What great action here on this restart. 24 trying to push the inside line, but he doesn't have any draft there as everyone else is kind of pulling. Lead car blocking the outside momentum. Trying to throw some dirty air at him. The moment. Ooh, shift of position there. He gets some assistance. We'll see if that's going to be enough to push them where they need to get as he abandons that car on the outside. Oh, and he sold the... Oh. We got someone going in and out, doing a little bit of blinking here. Hopefully that doesn't affect our drivers here in the front of the pack.
We're still battling here for 3 wide between the 44, the 19, and the 74 as he pushes inside, getting the position for the moment. Kyle Trudell pushing 10 positions from the start of the race here on lap 34 of 80 in the Craftmanseries at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And caution comes out as we get tangled up, and Kyle unfortunately gets caught up in it. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. Oh man, we had 2 cars going for a little bit of a spin there. Let's see what happened here. 11 pushing wide. Hits the wall. Oh no. And bites in front of the 2 next to him. Casualties of war. Unfortunate mistakes here at Charlotte Motor Speedway by Kyle in that 11 car. That will send a few more drivers to the pit for repairs as we enter our 3rd caution. Suspect we will see at least 1 or 2 more drivers heading back in for those repairs. We'll see what the front of the field does, if they are going to be entering the pit here or not. It looks like a few will not. Strategy coming in here. Most of the field looks to be taking their way down to pit road. Get a little bit of some tires. Maybe they're going to get some fuel only. We'll see what strategies they have as they try to push out in position. See who gets on out of here first, as we already got a couple of cars pushing back out. We'll have a bit of a positional shake-up here as these cars get out of the pit road at different speeds. Some taking 2, some taking 4 tires, some just getting fuel, some needing everything, maybe a little bit of repairs on top of that. We'll check in on total repair damages here in just a moment. As we are back behind the pace car for the 3rd time here tonight. Man, these wrecks are really shaking up the field here. Let's take a look at what drivers have been doing here. Out on the oldest tires, of course, are our top 5, not pitting in the last 10 plus laps there. Everyone else heading down to pit lane. Looks like a handful of drivers only took fuel, no tires, and we have 4 tire takers as well, so quite a bit of difference in strategies, as Tyler was even able to get some repairs in, sitting in 3rd place it seems. That's quite awesome there for him. See how much repairs exactly he had to do. Tyler with 55 seconds of repairs, currently sitting in the 3rd place there. showing that just because you do get some damage doesn't mean you are out of the fight. Hunter Kent, notably with 45 seconds of repair, sitting in the 8th position as well. Cautioned races. You're able to get some repairs and stay in the fight. Let's take a look at our top 10 drivers as we get ready to go green, waiting for the pace car to pull off here. We got Cole, Cheney, Massey, Levine, Zader on the inside line. We got Jordan McAvee, Edstorm, Mogard, Kent, and Newton rounding out the top 10 there on the outside line. We will see how the start of this race goes as the pace car pulls off. Launching for the 4th time here at Charlotte following 3 cautions, and we're off. Brian Cole gets a good launch. Tyler Cheney following right behind him. Jordan McAvee in the 3rd position for the moment as these cars behind them look to go too wide for the moment, positioning themselves where they need to be. 52-43 side by side there, battling for position. They've been at it quite a bit here tonight. Eight giving him a little bit of a love tap there. Shake up in the top positions as Tyler finds himself there for the first time tonight with a 5th position in the qualifying, now sitting in the 1 spot as we reach the halfway point here in this Charlotte Motor Speedway Craftmanseries showdown. Little bit of a shake there from the 33, but he finds himself recovering. Sorry, that was the 24 there of Jordan McAvee getting a little bit shaky. They keep battling back and forth there up front, but Tyler says, not today. I'm going to keep that position for the moment. Jordan really pushing behind him there, giving him a run for his money. The middle of the pack is still in position battle. Aggressive move there from the 3. Maverick Davis finding himself off track there at the moment. Middle of the pack still too wide. They keep flip-flopping in the front there, battling back and forth as Jared, for the moment, had the lead and then taken right back by Tyler. Will this battle allow the rest of the pack to get in position and tighten up the field? Take a look here in the middle of the pack as Russell and Curtis keep flip-flopping positions here, battling their way out here in the 13, 14, 15 positions. Battle between Helm, Friedman, Sawyer, and Bruce at the moment. 17 car trying to use that inside line, shortest route around the track, but it looks like the outside line sticking together a little closer there. They might be able to get the momentum they need to swing around. They can get a little bit more commitment. 17 and the 22 still battling it out. Checking in the back half of the field, we got Joseph Klein, who's temporarily found himself here in the back of the pack after starting in the top half, sitting in 19th place. Hunter Kent finding himself in first place here for the night after, returning to first place here from the night after starting in the podium position. I've not seen him up here in a little bit of time. It is nice to see his speed remains. Oh, and 44 gets in a tussle. We will pull our fourth caution as we have another shakeup here with drivers. Looks like Bryce Benton might have been part of that. Let's see if we can figure out what happened. Oh, yeah. Take a better look at that. .43 and 44 get into each other, sending the 44 to bite the wall and take a spin, which is going to result in a bit of damage for both of them. It looks like the rest of the field able to scoot their way through while they take their way into pits. We will have more drivers enter the pit lane here. We'll see where the strategy lies as we enter our fourth caution in this awesome race we've had so far with a split strength of field 41-57. We're in lap 51 of 80. This is caution number 4. We've currently had 5 lead changes here. These cars are battling it out back and forth. We will see how they get out of the pits. Here come our drivers now. Out comes the rest of the field. See how the strength of field has shaken here in the front. Taking a look at those current top 10 drivers there. We look into the backpack of the field and the still Cole, Newton, Sawyer, Wolf, Michelin, Clapper, Noel, Zader, Helm, Kleins, Trudell battling their way in the middle of the pack, still trying to be a part of the action. We're ready to get back to green as we make our way around here, awaiting the pace car to pull off once more. Or cautions causing a little bit of disturbance for our drivers. About half the pack needing to get some repairs in at least at one point in this race. Tells a tale of takes, as you never know what will happen. No matter what split you are in this service, top to bottom, anything could happen at any moment, anytime. Pace car is off. Green flag back in the air. Three wide for the moment. Left all alone there on the outside, losing a little bit of momentum, falling a few positions. There is the 52 car. Brian Helm finding his way off track for the moment. Like Brian was able to get back on the track, still finding his way in the back half in 17th position. It gets rowdy out here in the back half of the track, so you got to be careful around these drivers. New race leader for the moment here as we check in on Stephen Massey, who started in 15th place, finding himself briefly in that position of power out in first, battling his way there side by side with Justin Levine in the yellow. Wide action in the middle of the pack there as we're still battling our way for position with 23 green laps to go. Hopefully green laps. You take a look over there at that running tower, you really can see how this race is starting to shape up here for those drivers. That front pack is in a line and everyone else is battling their way, and they found themselves already with quite a bit of a gap between the pack behind them. So they try to build it up. We'll see if they continue that or start getting in position to try to duke it out. Is when the pressure of the race is honestly starting to build up for these drivers. Early patience is either paying off or it's going to disappear. Drivers that spent the entire race trying to keep their truck clean, positioning themselves. This is the moment where you start to make your moves with 20 laps to go. See how everyone can get in position. The 11 of Kyle Trudell currently finding himself in 16th after a bit of a rough patch there. Ryan Helm finding his way back in 10th after quite a bit of repairs. As you can see, most drivers pitted about 12 laps ago. Basically, all of them took tires in the top 10 except for Joseph Klein and Austin Edstrom. Actually, Edstrom definitely took tires as he was repairing. So only one of our drivers here in the top 10 only took fuel, and that was Joseph Klein. We'll see if that ends up being a downfall for him as we continue here with these green laps. Everyone on slightly fresher tires, opting to just take some fuel to get them to the end. Levine, Massey, and Mogard currently sitting in your top 3 spots. Timmy finding himself with the meatball flag. That's going to send him to the pit lane. Unfortunate events for him as he was already down quite a few laps here anyway with a blue flag. $15 laps of action here to go. This is when you start to really feel the urgency rising through the field. Everyone needing to get into a position here for those final 10 laps. I expect we're going to see some people falling out of line. A little bit more to possibly 3 wide action. "24 of our 28 drivers that still have trucks here on the track, currently on the leading lap, rest are blue flagged. Strength of field of 4,100 plus. You see these drivers really taking precision with their driving. "12 laps to go as that top 10 is building a cushion from the back of the half. Curtis trying to catch up to Brian there, who you can see is quite a bit of a ways in front of him, with Justin Levine finding himself currently in first place with 11 laps of Charlotte truck action to go. The drivers who saved those tires early are going to be smiling right now as we head to the back 10. See if we can keep it green. Currently, everyone in a nice line. The top 10 has built a 2-second cushion. Curtis, first car at the back of that pack here as we show you the track map. You can see he is on an island by himself, quite a ways away from the leading pack there. I don't think he will have a chance of catching that action. As we take a look here at the top 10, we're going to be duking it out with 9 to go at Charlotte. Time to attack now. And if you are able to, and you have track position, it is time to defend as Justin Levine is looking to do just that. Closing out this race with an 18th position start, currently finding himself in the front of the heap. A little bit of bumping here. We head down, rounding out the race. We'll take it home. Will it be Levine who's pushing his way down through the front, or will Mogart or Kent find themselves in position to make a move on Levine, who has just had a phenomenal race, starting himself in 18th. Here for the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th positions. Drivers are really starting to get into an aggressive state. Just over 5 laps to go. Drivers looking to get in position with 5 to go. We may have a freaking fabulous run to the finish here if we can maintain green. We'll see if Hunter can find himself a little bit closer to those top 2 cars, or if it's just going to be a two-way battle there for the 1 position. Looks like there's going to be a shake-up here as Austin finds himself off track. Battling their positions here on the outside. Bruce trying to get over Russell Friedman in the purple. Justin Levine battling, trying to hold position with 2 more laps of action. As you can see, the field is quite spread out, so if we maintain green, the top 10 are going to be the ones to watch. And the white flag is out. No more cautions can stop this race. If we can get through turn 1 nice and clean, we're going to have possibly a fantastic push to the finish line here, as we're coming up on some lap traffic for our leaders, pushing around turn 3. Levine trying to move him out of the way. This is where momentum, discipline, and nerves come in. Our top 2. Kent looking for that 3rd position there, with Levine just taking it home. He really had quite a push there in that back half of that race. That was a good race for him. Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial results for the night, shall we? As those leaders are celebrating over there in victory lane. Your winner tonight, once again, Justin Levine, putting on a complete race when it mattered the most, moving quite a few positions there with his 16th, 17th position start in qualifying session. Take a look at your hard charger there, Jared Mogard, having moved 18 positions tonight. Most laps led. Of course, that was our race winner, Justin Levine, in the yellow truck with 25 laps. Darren Bruce getting the screaming first, fastest lap there. Hunter Kent was able to get in the pole position, but unfortunately found himself pushed out of that just a little bit, still maintaining a podium there, finishing in the top 3. As we look to the bottom half here, we got Massey, Wolf, Cheney, Edstrom, Cole, Newton, and Klein rounding out your top 10 here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We had 4 cautions, 8 lead changes, quite a bit of action here in this 80-lap push. It was great action in the top splits, 4,000 plus strength of field public lobby action. On behalf of everyone here at the Impact Racing Network, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this public lobby top split NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series broadcast. If you enjoyed the coverage, make sure to follow the Impact Racing Network for more live sim broadcasts, public lobby showcases, and future league coverage over on YouTube at Impact Racing Network. We appreciate everyone tonight. And again, from the Impact Racing Network, I am Darren Bell. We'll catch you next time.